post and share and all that bullshit.
Welcome to the stream.
How are you
Three
today?
Horsemen.
The three holes with the three horsemen.
Talking about wrestling.
And holes.
Holes and wrestling.
Hose and holes.
Not to be confused with the Godfather Hose.
Who hoeing? Who be hoeing around?
Why does Tia look like he's whispering into her shoulder?
He is whispering.
Because I am. Fuck. Kill my game.
She says microphone. She says muse.
Muse?
Muse.
A muse.
Mucinex.
A muse. Oh, boy.
That's it.
Yeah, Everett, why aren't you on screen, dude? God.
It's on the bar.
You're on the bar.
It must have fallen. You couldn't get
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Well, that's two down.
All this exciting content and more on the Three Horsemen Show.
How would I know that this could be my...
Dun, dun, dun. Votto hit another home run.
Oh, shit.
What else? Where else do we need to put this? Facebook and Twitter is good enough. All right, now let's do it.
Hold up. I lost your camera.
Oh, you knocked mine off.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
He told me he was going to do it, too. He's like, well, I'm going to fuck it. This camera.
Let's see. Is this
Will you get your shit together, Everett? This is embarrassing. God damn.
Find it?
See.
Way easier. This bullshit.
You want the tripod?
Where the fuck did it go?
What?
Where did the camera go?
It fell down. Down there.
Now can we go?
I guess.
Let's do it.
Okay. Alright, let's do this.
What is that?
Sounds like Tony swishing his soda around next to me.
He does that.
Does he ever?
Alright, here we go.
We'll decide when we go.
You said you were going to go.
I'm kidding.
The following podcast is scheduled for one fall, and there will be no disqualifications. Making their way to the ring from lineupmedia.fm at a combined weight of 849 pounds, the Three Horsemen.
Hey, Three Horsemen. Back with you. We're skipping around this week. We're doing old school first. T.O. Big Easy, Corey, here to talk wrestling. What's up, boys?
Nothing. I just thought of a whole new motto for our show. Old school first, new school if at all.
And we could lead in with Outcast. That song is
Yeah.
old school players and new school
mind.
fools.
I take it all back.
Cast keep it junkin' like kangaroo.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was something like that.
It's so funny. You don't know shit about music, and yet you know, like, the worst songs. It is incredible.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
I guess that's like your opinion, man.
Yeah, just go ahead.
It's like
keep going.
your opinion.
Yeah,
man.
You're entitled to it, dude.
8-year-olds, dude.
Fucking come on,
What are you gonna do?
Give me a break.
What's going on, gents?
Oh, same old shit. Glad to be back in the ring, so to speak. Oh, that's so dumb sounding.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That was pretty bad.
Not
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, I've heard worse.
You know something, brother? I don't give a fuck what you think. No?
That was worse.
No,
That was even worse.
Well,
you nailed it.
Hold on, let me grab my shovel. I'm sure I can get deeper here.
well,
Do a savage one because I'm sure you
Oh,
can nail that
yeah.
one too.
give it time. You always
I do a
seem
great Harvey Wimpleman, I'm just saying.
you seem to be the guy that knows this better than anybody, and this is that dark period in pro wrestling where it just got bad.
I loved it.
You know this period well?
Somewhat.
I am going to be in the dark on the wrestling parts of it, but I know the stories around a lot of it. What's going on?
I don't know. We have a door open now, if you wouldn't mind shutting that.
Stone, thank you.
We've got some interns in the office these days. We're loving them. They're getting the hang of it, I think.
Yeah.
We have one intern in here, and I know he does not have to wear a helmet to bed, unlike some of the other ones. The fuck is going on around
At least
here? But
anymore.
it's happening. For God's sake. Did he? Anyway.
It's kind of cool. He walked in, did a 360, and then walked out.
Just said
Just
fuck.
left the door open.
Yeah.
Fuck this place. I don't blame him.
He's probably dared by Jono. Hey, go in there and fuck with those guys.
Well, it's good to see that he's awake. I mean, that's always something.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad that he came in because it just made me realize he was here today.
That's good. That's good. Okay, back to what we were talking about.
Anyway.
The darker.
Take it.
This is that 90. I don't want to give it all to 92 because there are good parts of 92, but 92 through about 95.
Let's just bring it. There was a lot of pedophilia
92
going
yeah,
on, a
this
lot of
is when
homosexual,
this is when all the weird shit starts.
steroids. I didn't realize the how mainstream the sex scandal was. I mean, I pulled up some YouTube and Phil Donahue, which I remember that clip, but then Geraldo did one. Pretty much your main stations all ran pieces on it.
Fill the guy in.
It was
very, very
current affair
cloudy.
inside edition.
CNN, Larry King had him on though.
Who were the players? What happened? When did it happen?
Orton's uncle,
Barry Orton.
Barry Orton.
Barry Orton, sure. Orton Ice Cream Company.
Then who else?
The big name is Terry Garvin.
Terry Garvin and Patterson.
Yeah.
Pat Patterson.
And Terry Garvin, I don't know, you guys don't watch the old stuff.
No, Terry Garvin wanted to suck Orton's dick on a car ride from Texas to somewhere.
Yeah.
It gets boring on
And
the
about
road,
every
man.
45 minutes, he just says, "So, how about that blowjob?"
But these
interested
guys,
now?
These guys act like they didn't know anything, and this isn't. You didn't have YouTube and shit back then, so like Gorilla Monsoon always made this horrible reference in the mid '80s. They're like, it's two guys to be wrestling, and he's like, "Oh, he must have gone to the Terry Garvin School of Self-Defense."
Oh, no.
This is before any of this happened, so they knew.
Was Garvin gay?
Yeah,
Okay, well, that's what I was just asking.
super.
Because
gay.
Patterson's openly gay.
Right, and
These days.
I don't know if like Terry Garvin was openly gay or like everybody just knew it. Kind of
He
like
was just trying to get some dick suckings. I mean,
Nothing
like,
wrong with that if that's what you're into.
yeah, I mean, but and the thing was, is Orton was like, "Hey, man, like I have nothing against it." Like as a 19-year-old kid, he was saying, and like on the interviews anyway, he claims
you can
that,
believe what Barry Orton said. Barry Orton had just got out of prison when he did Phil Donahue.
No, some of the earlier interviews though. Even
I'm not gonna sit here.
You just got out of. You just got.
Oh,
out of
I didn't know
prison,
that,
waited-
okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and let you badmouth the legend Barry Orton.
you should see Barry Orton's hair. That fucker had a
Barry-o.
nice head of hair on him.
He did have a sweet mullet.
So
This is all starting in that late '91, early '92.
you know whose name came up a couple times? It surprised me more than anyone. Not Harvey Whippleman.
Yeah.
Lord Alfred Hayes.
Lord Alfred.
They said he had a horse cock on him, and that he would like fucking whip it around like a helicopter.
That's awesome.
And then Roddy Piper's doing a shoot interview, and he's talking to the main guy at the NWA, which
Bob
was
Geigel.
Geigel, yeah, and he's like,
Oh, Geigel.
I'm fucking trying to get in the business, and I'm sitting there just listening, and he's like, I'm kind of leaned over, and he goes, and I feel something kind of going on, and I'm just, yeah, Mr. Geigel, yeah, and I'm listening to everything. He goes, next thing I know, Lord Alfred Hayes' dick is in my hand.
Oh man,
And
that's
like
fucked
it kind
up.
of talked about all this like homosexual, like, were they gags? Were they not gags? Were they ribs? Were they weren't? I mean, like,
This reminds me of that time on South Park where Cartman put his dick in Butters' mouth and took a picture of it and then ran around showing it to everybody going, look how gay Butters is. Or no, he put Butters' dick in his mouth. That's what it was. He took pictures of Butters' dick in his own mouth and showed it to people, telling people how gay Butters was. I think that's what it was.
so then
Moving on.
Then
I
the,
don't know what that is. I don't
then
know
the
what-
Ring
South Park?
Boy scandal,
Butters as a kid?
Oh, okay.
which the Ring
didn't know.
the Ring Boy scandal does not surprise me at all.
Roddy Piper, and well, I mean, it's not like he's the only one. They call it World Wrestling Faggots. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
What?
just
Who called it that?
a lot of people.
Give me some
No.
names because I want to know.
Which makes you wonder.
Roddy Piper,
All right, I'll call Roderick
which makes
up.
you
Wait a
wonder.
minute. No, I won't.
Roderick Strong.
It makes you wonder how many guys didn't leave the NWA to go to WWF because of that.
Women say sexual harassment's just the thing that happens to them.
So that was the other thing I didn't know. I didn't know there was a female referee.
Mike McGurk? Oh, no, she was an announcer.
The one that
Leroy's daughter.
said that Vince tried getting her to, or she blew him in the limo because he promised her like a $500,000. I forget what her name was.
Nice.
I can't.
But yeah, I mean, like there was a lot of shit that went on, like that you just, you know, because of our age, I guess, and if you're not a historian, you didn't realize what was going on. The steroid
Well,
trial.
then there
got
was
a
no
lot more-
internet back in them days.
But you hear
Oh,
more
I
about this.
definitely remember all this stuff going on.
You hear more about
Really?
the steroid trial. I remember that. I don't remember all the sex stuff with the Ring Boys.
I remember it just because I didn't know who Pat Patterson was.
And then, is it not true also, like, the rats that were, like, single moms would, like, bring their kids and, like,
Oh, Rita Chatterton.
the wrestlers would bang the moms and then they, oh, yeah, we'll let them set up the rings. We'll let them do this. And, like, there was one of the guys that claimed he got a green card to be a part of the Cream Crew, which they called...
Cream Team.
Cream Team, I'm sorry. That's where the Dream Team got their
where
name.
do you get this
I
thing
like Cream
about...
Crew better.
Where do you get this thing
Yeah, I know.
about them sleeping with the moms? I don't know where that comes from.
I heard that on a couple like podcasts that they talked about some of the rats' kids were involved. Like they would
Oh, I didn't know that.
be there and the rats would go off and do their thing. They'd be like, oh yeah, your son can go to town, like all that. Now, it wasn't the guys fucking handing the kids over to Patterson. They thought they were doing a good thing. But some of the times the kids got involved with it because the mom was being a whore.
Mm-hmm.
I
Shocker.
had never heard that.
Yeah. And I mean, it could be bullshit, but I've just heard it on different podcasts when it's been brought up.
Well, I remember them going on, and I can't think of the announcer's name either.
Oh, he was on every single one of them.
Yeah, but they pretty much figured out that he was bullshit.
I can't remember his name. Dark-headed cat, slicked his hair back.
Yep. Hold on, I'll have his name here in 2 seconds. Terry Garvin and Pat Patterson. Murray Hodgson. Murray Hodgson did Donahue
Murray.
and took this big stand. And McMahon's pretty arrogant throughout the show.
You could just see McMahon clench his jaw so many times. Like, he just wanted to fucking kill that guy.
Well, and he tried to stay above the accusations.
He gave, like, the corporate answers.
But he
and-
also called them out when they needed to. He's like, well, then why did you call me begging for a job? And it's the same thing. And I always come back to this guy. But Donald Trump, it's the same thing they did to him, and then it's like, oh, yeah, that person that accused him of that just tried to get a job 2 months ago. It's the same shit.
On the Geraldo one, they had interviewed one of the ring boys.
Yeah.
And
he ended up going back
did
to
the whole thing,
work for
and I'd never worked for them, this and that, and then they found out he got $70,000 back pay, and the settlement was gone, and they couldn't use any of the stuff in the episode.
That's funny.
But what's fucked up and crazy now is like Pat Patterson he's in the Hall of Fame. He's this legendary mind for the business.
What is that, 25 years ago now?
That what?
That this all went down.
Yeah, I mean...
The story coming out.
Yeah, late 80s, early 90s. I think it was actually like 91, 92 that everything started coming out.
I know I don't have the date on Phil Donahue, but...
That's why
it was in 1992.
That's why I was trying to kind of curious about if the Cream Team or the Dream Team came first. The Cream Team.
Dream Team comes first every time.
I mean, you've
Dream
been,
Team
you've been
second, if
waiting
at all.
for this episode for how long, T.O.?
I just
know
watched
you've wanted to talk
I watched
about
a bunch of this today. I was a ring crew boy for six months in the summer of 91.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I went to ring crew camp.
Sure you did.
And I was on the mini Cream Team. Didn't make it on the A team.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was disappointing.
Here's a short rundown. Lawsuit would be filed by Orton Cole. I'm trying to see which Cole they're talking about.
It's another
Nat
announcer,
King.
I believe. Nat King.
Tom Cole. Tom Cole was the ring boy. That's the one you're talking about.
Yep.
That's right.
Orton Cole and announcer Murray Hodgson. Things would be settled later. Orton was let go.
Who was the,
Vince felt he was part of the problem.
Mel
Garvin
Brooks,
and
was that the other one?
Mel
It
Brooks.
was not Mel Brooks.
Yeah, I think it was Mel Brooks.
No, his name was Mel Brooks. Or Brooks, whatever his name was.
Mel Phillips.
Close. Mel Phillips.
Yeah, you're just, soiling a guy.
Philip
That's the
Brooks.
funniest guy in the history of the fucking world.
Phil Brooks, who's that?
Garvin and
Who's Phil Brooks?
Patterson resigned.
Gregory
after the
Hines is pretty
scandal
good in the history of the
broke.
world.
Who's Philip Brooks?
Oh God.
Yeah, that's why I got confused. CM Punk reference.
But yeah, I don't think Patterson ever even fucking quit. I always thought that was such horse shit. You knew he didn't. I mean, my God, you could say anybody back then, you'd be like, oh yeah, they resigned.
Who was his boyfriend, the other wrestler? Was it Ray Stevens?
Tatanka.
Dude,
What?
you're just pissing on people's names.
Ray
here.
Stevens was another comedy guy.
Fucking Ray Stevens.
Roy Stevens.
Just like the
It's me again, Margaret.
one of the top performers of all
Oh,
time.
you,
And,
you ever been to Branson?
who is he fucking? Ray Stevens?
What's his name?
Not fucking Ray Stevens.
What was his name?
It
What's
was
the
Eddie,
Stevens
was it
I'm
Eddie
thinking of?
Murphy?
What was the Stevens I was thinking
Had
of?
to be Eddie Murphy.
He wrestled in San Francisco. That was his territory. Who is it?
Why do you say Ray Stevens isn't gay?
Were they tag team partners?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. He wasn't fucking him then. Bill.
Might have had something going on there.
Oh my God.
Tag team partners. Boom.
Was it Luis Dondero? That's the one that died during 97, 98, somewhere in there. That was Patterson's partner through all that time.
Okay.
In life.
Close.
Not even.
Sorry to the Stevens family.
Jesus.
Even Stevens?
I couldn't remember what kind of partners they were. Tag team or lover?
One of the great party guys, one of the great performers in the ring. I wouldn't want T.O. to take anything with that. and
So
go
he was a
somewhere.
stripper.
Ray the Stripper Stevens, that's what they called him.
Isn't Patterson
The
known to
Streak
be
is
one
what
of
they
the
call
best Finnish guys?
Ray the Crippler Stevens.
Ah, yes.
One of the best Finnish guys in wrestling,
Crippler
too.
cockface.
Like, they'd always go to him for the finishes.
I just want to see where this goes. Yeah, great finisher.
I was just asking.
Go ahead.
The Crippler cockface, right?
Wasn't even setting that up. I wasn't setting that up for a joke. I remember them saying, like, people would go to Patterson with their ideas and pick his brain on how for finishes.
That's the rumor.
He'd finish on their brain.
I'm being dead serious about, like, the influence he had in the Attitude Era. A lot of those
absolutely.
guys credit him.
Well, there was a reason he played a big character on the screen all the time with Briscoe. I mean, he was that important backstage where Vince is like, let's put you, out front.
Those his two most trusted guys, you think?
Patterson was. I would have said Patterson and Monsoon back in the day.
Prichard was in that circle.
Yeah, what?
Prichard was in that circle. I mean, like his circle of guys.
Don Prichard? Yeah.
Tom,
He was an errand boy. Tony Gurria,
Fucking with you.
Monsoon,
Steve.
probably Lord Alfred,
The helicopter.
What happened to the
Sure,
helicopter?
Chief J.
Respect.
Strongbow,
What happened to the helicopter?
Blackjack
Hayes?
Lanza.
Now his name takes on a whole new meaning.
What happened to Lord
Strongbow.
Alfred Hayes?
Yeah, did he die?
Yeah,
When?
15 years ago.
Did he?
Yeah.
Razor Ramon.
Chico.
Oh, yeah. Dig it, buddy.
Razor
Forgot.
Ramon pick sign. Got it. Close the fucking door.
We'll be doing a giveaway.
Might as well just
Yes,
put in a
of a
drive-through window.
Razor Ramon thing.
Hall of Fame autograph picture that the Ocho Man from the Ocho
Signed
Man.
by Razor Ramon, but not
podcast?
Scott Hall, strangely. I thought that was weird. You know what I mean? Did anybody else think of that?
Yes.
I have a lot of I have a lot of Rocky sign stuff.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's worth some money, pal.
I'm kidding.
How'd you get it out of the fake universe?
What happened?
Huh?
I'm just giving some shit.
I'm reading.
About Alfred Hayes dying?
Where the
2005?
fuck are we?
But Alfred Hayes and his cock.
Yeah, go. You got more stories? Tell us.
No, that's all I have.
Oh.
What was your favorite thing about it?
No, Piper just said it was disturbing. Like, he goes, I was seriously just like, what the fuck? And he goes, like, people had to draw this line of what was, what's
How long it was.
what's a rib and what's gay. I mean, like, and that's why I was kind of saying, is that why Piper left, do you think? Like, after...
I doubt it.
No. Very high. No.
Scotty knew.
Was it known in
Scotty
the
A.
entire industry?
What?
Like, would the NWA guys and WCW guys know this was going on?
Is it transcend locker rooms? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, like, is it that widespread, the scandal in the
sure
wrestling
it was.
community?
I mean, you're talking about a story that happened when they were in the NWA.
That's what I'm saying. I just said NWA guy. I mean, like, is this something that, like, potentially...
Isn't that why? Okay, so I said worldwide fag. I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. So here's my point. Do you think, any of the guys had morals back in the day that would have turned down a contract to go there or not went there because of what they heard was going on?
No.
No. Okay. I mean, that's what I was asking.
So you're asking if homophobia was widespread enough to keep people from taking contracts?
Or child molestation.
Well, they're not children.
Let's tell some stories about the Stampede days when Bruce Hart was fucking 13-year-old girls. I mean,
With a
it's not
name like Bruce. Should have
Yeah.
saw that coming.
Jesus
Taking
Christ.
all of our good names, like Bruce,
What was that from?
Simpsons.
Simpsons. Oh, man, I love institutionalized homophobia.
It's always good stuff. Going through the 92, all that shit. I mean, you haven't even gotten into the steroid trial yet, but that gave WWF a terrible name. But that leads into like a really, really, really dark time. So we're what,
Really?
10, 11, 12 years old here?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Going into that?
92, I was 11.
10, 11, 12.
Were you guys
yeah.
watching? I watched WCW through this time, but once the Legion of Doom, British Bulldog, Flair, all those guys left WWF, I was like, this is just god awful.
See, that's what I don't understand is that was the time WCW could have made a huge move and could have really pounced. And they waited 3 or 4 more years until the Nitro era.
The next year,
When Nitro started 95?
5.
Yeah.
Well,
So
the next year they signed Hogan.
yeah. So I mean, and maybe they were getting their ducks in a row and planning it, but it was just the cartoon era. I mean, like, I don't know if that's what they call it, but that's what it should be called. Like, it was just all fucking the
Well, when
hockey
you have
player.
a character
doink,
named the Mantar, or Manitar, or whatever he was called.
Max
Manatee.
Max
What's the
Moon.
Cinco?
I mean, just think of some of the
Was
stupid.
Max Moon wasn't he a midget wrestler?
No, it was Conan.
Oh, yeah.
They bring
He is
in
kind
one.
of a
They
midget,
bring
though.
in one of the best Mexican.
What was their
wrestlers
midget
and
wrestler
famous
named?
wrestler.
Max something or other.
Max Mini.
Was that it, Max Mini?
Yes.
That makes sense now. Now you say it.
Well, okay, so treading backwards, Bill Watts went in WCW. I don't know if you guys remember this time when they went
Cowboy.
with you can't jump off the top rope.
Yeah, it's,
Oh, it was horrible.
And there were a couple other changes. They took the mats out of the outside.
I remember that was all concrete around the ring.
Yeah, and he dimmed the lights around the ring. I liked that they did that. This is one of my favorite times in WCW because you got the Dangerous Alliance, you got Sting, Steamboat, the Steiners.
Eric Watts.
Oh boy, yeah. See, there's an easy one to forget. Eric Watts.
I loved him.
Jesus,
he was good. I mean, they pushed him down our throats pretty hard. Worked well enough. His move, the STF, is still my favorite move of all time.
terrible footwork, which
May
is
well have been.
strange.
Didn't he wear
because-
boots?
Yeah, but terrible footwork, and he was a quarterback in college at Louisville. So
Looking back, he wasn't actually.
he
that good.
is Louisville's former quarterback compared to who's the quarterback now?
Lamar Jackson.
He
Lucky
is
guess.
the predecessor to what they've become. So
Yeah.
you look down the line,
The lineage.
unfucking real.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who was it that I was talking? It was a shoot interview not too long ago on Austin's podcast. Now, it might have been Austin that just refused to let Watt's kid go over on him. That's where he draw the that was the line. But it's all right, fuck this. This is stupid.
he wasn't the only one.
But he beat him a few times.
Watts went over a lot early. I think they wanted to put the belt on him, and they wanted to put him over Arn Anderson, and they said, no, go. No,
Yeah.
Nope, that's enough. And same thing with a few other guys. But
Well,
then
he did give Ernie Ladd, a.k.a. Ernest the Cat, isn't that who that is?
Ernie Ladd
Isn't that who that
is
is?
not Ernest the Cat Miller, no.
Never mind.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Well, he was one thing I read about when researching some Bill Watts stuff is he was one of the first guys to give, mid-card black wrestlers an actual pseudo push, if you will.
Gave Ernie Ladd the book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Junkyard
definitely.
Dog.
Yeah. Oh my God. No. That's what I was getting to. And then they push him out. They say he got pushed out. He really quit.
Ron Simmons. Anyway.
Put the belt on Ron Simmons.
Yeah. Ron Simmons was a great champ.
Oh, you can go
honestly.
back through Mid-South shit and see he gave pushes to black wrestlers. He was the guy that did it. But he gets pushed out because they say he talked shit on Hank Aaron. And what it was they asked him a question about should somebody be allowed to refuse service to somebody at I can't remember the whole story. But he said you should be able to refuse service to anybody you want if you own it.
I agree.
And they were like, oh, well. And do you remember Mark Madden, that fat fucker from Pittsburgh?
Boom! Tough acting, tenactin. Oh, no, not that one. Yeah, he had a beard. He was a big fat fucker, though.
But Madden still does wrestling stuff.
Yeah, he was
right?
like one of
Still
those
writes.
wrestling know-it-alls, right?
He was an announcer at the end of WCW, too. It was awful. Just
Didn't he always have the 800
awful.
numbers and shit like that, too?
I think at the
Yeah,
end.
he was like a rip-off of Meltzer. I think Flair is actually close with him, though.
Yeah, Cornette's not. Cornette's definitely not. But Watts came in and kind of tried to turn the clock backwards and kind of stop the contract stuff. But that bleeds into 93. And then they get going, and Bischoff takes over in 93. Now, I know they've rewritten history, of course. Like, Bischoff just came in and, turned it around immediately.
Set the world on fire.
Not the case.
No.
Do you guys remember 93, 94 WCW?
No, I mean, not particularly.
That
Give me
was
some,
Dungeon of Doom and all that. I mean, it was or no, that wasn't even started that because that's when
No.
Hogan came.
93, 94 is they got Hollywood Blondes. Austin gets his singles push. Rude's still hot. Sting's still going. Flair
Short-haired
gets the
Rude.
belt. Yeah. They ran through a ton of shit. And it wasn't great. I didn't keep up with it all through that. But this is when WWF goes to Duke the Dumpster Droese.
The Undertaker. I mean, they went big time gimmick characters.
Yeah, well, not the Undertaker. Not where I was going with that. But
No,
they
but I
went
mean,
to-
it was the time he came in. I mean, that was one of the
4
only
years prior.
When
90?
was he? That he came in that fucking early?
Yeah.
I didn't realize he came in at 90. I thought it was like 91, 92.
No. Came in 90. So this is 93, 94, 95. Duke the Dumpster Droese and Aldo Montoya, Max Moon,
The Goon.
Goon, T.L. Hopper, Men on a Mission,
Doink.
Diesel. I mean, like even
the Man,
The myth.
Doink,
The legend.
the Clown. What the fuck was that?
The man that spawned another million people of the same name.
But like the Bushwhackers. I mean, like just, and they might have been there before, but like the over the top gimmick.
Well, the
characters.
Bushwhackers, they didn't really get over the top in WWF. They were already over the top as the Sheepherders, though.
Yeah, but it was a completely different. They were fucking
They weren't
badass
licking each
heels.
other's face, though, weren't they?
No, but they just turned into
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
They turned
Not
into
the
like
Sheepherders.
No, they were like blood and gore.
No
and
shit.
like- yeah.
Okay, I'm writing that down. Watch today.
Oh,
Sheepherders.
just destroying.
Yeah.
They had great matches with like the Fantastics and fabulous ones.
Let me ask you this: if we could get both of those guys on the show
Luke
tomorrow,
and Butch.
Luke and Butch, but the cost was they had to give you the lick on both sides of your face at the same time, would you pay that cost?
That's the cost for them to come on
Our
our
show.
show?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't make much sense, but yeah.
It's fucked up, but that's what they charge these days.
Would you
Is it?
let
Check their website.
Would you
Man.
let Duke the dumpster grocery dump trash on us to come
What
on
kind
the
of
show?
trash?
But
Not wet trash.
But at that same time, Skinner, the Repo Man.
Oh, Barry Darso.
I mean, just think. I mean, like, and that might have been 90. I mean, I guess that through that age. I mean, like, I just remember because they were so cartoonish. All the action figures. You know, that was
Pitiful.
Was it Dusty and the polka dots? That I mean, like,
come on, baby.
they just
Oh, it's fucking- I'm never
yeah.
doing that
You're
again.
off today on
Yeah,
your
well.
things.
It's been a long week. Uh-oh.
Jesus,
I'll show myself out.
man on a mission over there.
Papa Shango? Can I throw that out there?
Papa Shango.
AKA
was
the
dreadful.
Godfather. Now, Papa Shango wasn't too dreadful. He had a good program with what? Ultimate Warrior and the Snake Man, Robert Jake.
Hogan too.
Did he have a run with Hogan?
Papa Shango had a run with Warrior. That's the only one I remember.
Remember when Warrior just had the black stuff coming down his face?
Ugh.
And then we were famously, Corey and I were at an event. Corey was a little mad because his Ultimate Warrior, or not his Ultimate Warrior, his Legion of Doom poster got fucked up.
Yeah, you don't be
And
mad when that happens.
Papa Shango was doing his thing in the ring and someone had a seizure. And I thought it was the Black Magic. I don't know if Corey did or not, but I thought it was
I was
the Black
pretty sure
Magic.
it wasn't. I was pretty sure it wasn't.
That's it.
Corey was pretty pissed about his poster. So
Was it Black Magic?
I can't remember if he thought it was Black Magic, but
Yeah.
I did.
Could have given a shit about the guy dying in front of me.
He was not happy about that poster.
But you were probably watching more around this time. Were you? Was this good? Was any of this shit good?
I never missed it.
Really?
I thought it was great. As a kid, I was dumb.
yeah,
It was perfect for a dumb kid.
That's what I was gonna say too. I was never into like I didn't understand what
You
a
were a
good match
10-year-old
was.
smark, sir.
No,
I was a
no.
10-year-old idiot.
I just hated Men on a Mission.
You knew who Pat Patterson was.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
I had no idea.
Point.
Yeah.
There's
I
my
didn't
point.
until I found out he was trying to whatever he was doing.
I was 10. I didn't know people did that to each other yet. Probably. You're over there going, Pat Patterson, never heard of him. Fucking other dudes. Didn't know they did that.
Yikes!
I can say I didn't know how it worked.
Sure.
But I mean,
Not from experience.
But then, like, when did Sonny come in with the Body Donis? 95?
yeah.
Who was the other one? It was Chris Candido, and who's the other guy?
Tom Prichard,
Prichard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
with a shaved blonde head, which looked real good.
Yeah. Dyed that shit.
Fucking dreadful.
They talk about his brother just getting off on his hair getting cut. Like, just how awesome he thought it was.
Well,
but
I can
then-
imagine.
So then your stars at the time are Bret Hart, because they're trying to get through that transition phase to where you don't want your muscle bound guys because of the steroid trial.
Your other star is a sumo wrestler.
Yokozuna,
Yep. Michaels,
Cornette comes in to manage.
right? You got Michaels. You got Razor Ramon. You've got
Diesel comes in, which are two of the better.
You got Owen Hart.
But you're just talking about the gimmicks, we laugh at the gimmicks. Those like
Razor Ramon was the first great gimmick, in my opinion. Like, the really great where they pushed it real hard with all the little pre-vignettes for weeks coming before.
when's Henning come in? When did he come in with the Mr. Perfect?
89.
Yeah, it's been a
89.
while at that point.
Taker was in 90.
So I'm trying to think what guys came in through that.
When did Kane come?
Because he was like Isaac Yankem was another bad one. The fucking
Oh,
evil
yeah,
dentist.
fucking Jerry Lawler's dentist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of what he was in 90.
When Lawler come in,
What he was in Smoky Mountain.
Well before that.
Lawler was in by 93 into 92.
and did the
or
angle with
93?
Bret Hart and the Hart family.
Oh, yeah. Went through all that.
Yeah.
They
$1 Million Man. Now, he was in the
Continue.
in
I'll be right
between,
back.
right? Like he was like 90-ish because he wasn't in the golden like Hogan age of,
Yeah, he was there.
and he was before like your Razor Ramon era, but he's really
Yeah.
after the main Hogan era.
But
of
he
being
was
$1 million
still there
man.
for Austin. Remember, because he's the $1 million champ. And all,
True,
and
but Austin didn't come to. When, let's find out. Steve Austin.
95ish.
So at that point, $1 Million Man had already transitioned from more or less a
He was a
wrestling role.
mouthpiece.
Yeah, he was a
Then
good wrestler too. He had, if I recall, he had a good knee drop.
Savage quit wrestling in that time, and they moved him to more of a mouthpiece because
Right,
he was
I remember
doing
that.
he
Doing
was
a lot of-
doing the broadcasting,
Yep.
and he wanted to wrestle, and they were telling him then that he was done.
What was his problem? Injuries? Because I know he went to WCW in a couple more years.
I don't know, but they say that that's one of the him leaving and him that was like one of the most personal things Vince McMahon's ever been through. Which I want to ask Smith about that why. But
Didn't Savage bangle Stephanie?
that's
Or is
the,
that Hogan?
That's the rumor. No, it's Savage. Is the
Savage?
rumor that they.
What a Savage banging. How old was she? Was she been at the time? Underage?
Yeah, definitely underage.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Ballsy.
It's even ballsier if it did happen for Triple H to be the one that put him in the Hall of Fame. Her husband.
Is that what happened?
He was the one that. I mean, he had passed
Then
away.
then it couldn't have happened then. There's no way she would have let that go down. Unless she liked it, which you can't figure.
I mean, who knows?
You can't figure the Macho Man was too caring of a lover.
Dude, but think about that, though. A girl that's dad is the way.
Ooh, yeah.
A girl is. Her dad pays her no fucking attention, probably.
Fair enough.
She's 14 years old, however old, growing up around all those guys. She probably looked at some of those guys like, fuck, look at it now with the teachers and students and different shit like that.
Fair enough.
And it was a lot crazier in the fucking early 90s. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
I wonder how he could get away with it. Honestly.
Dude, they used to shoot vignettes at McMahon's house, and, they did a lot of stuff there. They did a lot of the promos.
I'm just trying to figure out how he could have got that amount of time alone with her.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of weird if you think about it.
Who knows, though, man? If he was like family...
Fair enough. I'm sure Vince and Linda had plenty more going on than to watch out where Stephanie was at. And if she wanted to do it, she'd have found a way.
Yep. And that's kind of the thing.
I
don't know what the timeline is of that though. With his divorce to fucking
Lizzie.
Yep.
Who knows if that would even have mattered?
Yeah.
You're
the other thing I
that
want to know is like
banging a 14-year-old in marriage matters. I don't think it does.
I don't know. I don't know if it's just
You're not going to
14.
go. It's immoral to cheat, but I'll bang a 14-year-old.
Yeah, that is kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Where'd old Corey go? Is he taking a dump?
I don't know. He might be pooping. We need him back in here though, because I want to figure out the transition to like when Nitro starts. What do you remember about Nitro, and what was the first thing to really hook you on that?
Another Monday show. It was wrestling.
Just something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those wrestlers.
Remember the first one at the Mall of America?
No.
They set up inside the mall.
I remember the first Thursday Thunder, but
I don't remember that one.
yeah, Thursday Thunder was such a shit
Yeah.
show. Did you remember the paperwork?
You got it, yeah.
He got it, I'm sure.
So we jumped forward a little bit because we were talking about back to WCW with Nitro. Just real quick, because I know we'll go back to like the steroid trial and everything. What was the first thing that got you watching that? Like that really got you set in that happened? Because there was different things that went on with it being live, the Mall of America with the first episode. Different people showing up because Luger shows up out of nowhere.
They got me back in '96 with when the Road Warriors came back.
So the NWO originally didn't get you back.
No. I was in between watching it. Just kind of clicking on every once in a while. Never watched WWF. Didn't have any real reason to.
God, you go back and watch some of those beginning
You were
Raws.
a real fan.
Raws were awful. When they were just the 1 hour on Monday night. It was so bad.
I can't believe anybody was watching it. Be honest.
F you, man.
Was it the Flair Perfect that had the good match on there? The loser leaves. Was that Flair's last match?
Mm-hmm.
Was that what it was?
Yeah. That's how he left. I remember
Beginning of
that one.
'93.
And he went back?
Went back to WCW.
Yeah.
Thank God.
When did the first Hogan Flair match happen? That took forever to get down.
First Hogan Flair? You mean in WCW?
Or anywhere.
Oh, first ones were in '91.
In WWF?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was around the WrestleMania 8 era. Yep.
Took them around the horn to get house
That's
shows
right.
up.
I remember
It didn't-
Sid
it
was in
didn't
on
work.
all that. And
That's right around when the sport kind of went.
They were saying off of merchandise alone on one of those reports that WWF was making over $1 billion in merchandise with the toy. Yes, at the very beginning. Not counting gate, not counting anything, like off the action figures and all that. That's what the beginning of Geraldo said, or the Phil Donahue show, one of them.
I just want to throw in that they are not counting just the WWF. I mean, I'm just saying.
No, it wasn't. I find that hard to believe that they were selling so much merch at that time that they were making that kind of money.
It's hard to believe, dude. $1 billion is a fucking $1 billion, man. That's a lot of money.
I'd say the business as a whole was raking in. It was $1 billion business.
I would agree with that.
It was bigger than any sport at the time.
They said, they said that they were. The other quote was, in an industry that brings in more money than the NFL.
Oh, easily. They didn't have all their deals.
It's just crazy.
I mean, wrestling was big for a while, and then this is when it died. But okay, before we
went into what do they call it when a bear sleeps off? Hibernation. It didn't die.
Yeah, you could make a case.
Okay, if it died, then now it's back as a zombie. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Kind of walking around going, oh, biting people.
That's the way it's been for a while. The steroid trial kind of fucked McMahon too. You guys got any memories on that or any?
Barely, just seeing it on TV.
What caused that?
I remember Superstar Billy Graham being on TV.
You go from the Ico Pro and the World Bodybuild or whatever they call the bodybuilding thing. Is that what brought the attention to the steroids?
Zahorian was the one. I think he got caught.
The doctor?
Yeah. Writing prescriptions to someone or handing out.
You say Kachigian?
I mean, I know that.
I know a Kachigian.
I know that he was in the locker room all the time. So, I mean, he was basically just being like their pill guy. And they basically either, I don't know if it was the FBI that raided him or how it went down, but they found, I mean, I'm sure they found wrestlers' names and McMahon's name and everybody else.
You think if that was the case, they would have fucking popped him if they had that kind of evidence?
I'll give you how it runs down. In '93, McMahon was charged by the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York with routinely obtaining anabolic steroids for his stable of strongman and employing a shady Pennsylvania doctor, Zahorian.
IAN or YAN?
To IAN.
Armenian.
I don't fucking know. To ensure regular shipments of juice to the Titan Towers. So
they were just having it fucking delivered?
Yeah.
Wow.
He practiced urology in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Which is one of their spots that they would always record from, correct?
Yeah.
A lot of not house shows, but tapings there.
Very nice and extremely friendly with all the wrestlers. Said he'd just walk in with a fucking briefcase and just start handing shit out, which is incredible. 84 to 89, state appointed physician. Hold on. Titan in 88. Federal prosecutor began investigating Zahorian in 88. After openly hinting to pro wrestling world, Zahorian had the misfortune to sell $650 worth of drugs to an ex-power lifter named William Dunn, a confidential informant who had been cooperating with federal investigators following his own arrest. Hey, just like we were talking about the other day. Never talked to a buddy he didn't get arrested. He didn't get arrested, so he got off. No, he's an informant for him now.
Don't know how he got away with that
After being caught on tape bragging that he was giving Dunn better prices than the wrestlers, quotes, Zahorian was indicted in 91.
Dumbass.
Zahorian was found jamming invoices and shipping records into a paper shredder. You can only imagine.
Why not just burn it? That's the way I feel about it.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's the Wild West back then. Like, they were just doing whatever they wanted. And, I mean, Billy Graham, superstar Billy Graham blames, you didn't have to do this shit. But, I mean, if you wanted to be somebody, I guess you kind of did.
Just like baseball.
So, basically, they brought McMahon up on conspiracy charges.
Well, and also probably made him the fucking pimp of it, that he was making his guys get bit,
Come on. Okay, was he or not? You tell me. You guys tell me.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
I say guilty.
Look back at that time.
Look at anybody that was ever a name for him.
Well, I was going to say, look at the product. I mean, you can look right out as they come out of the curtain. Those guys were juiced to hell. I mean,
You better either be big and juiced or big and ugly.
Yeah. Hair. You got to have a lot of hair.
Better be tall. You better be able to work.
I bet he fucking hates today's wrestling deep inside.
Why do you think he still walks around as a giant juiced up guy? He's the only one of them now. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think he watches it about as much as we do.
What % of the roster does he think right now in his head that he could kick the shit out of if he fought him?
It's a lot.
50% probably?
Damn, I'm way off today.
I'll be honest with you. I may take him in a fight with most of these guys.
But his son-in-laws and all, I mean, he's also a fucking meathead. Then, Cena's clearly not taking any fucking tests.
No.
Neither is this Jinder Mahal. I don't give a fuck what you say. But that's the thing. All right, we got to get, let's get into India. Let's do this. All right. Well, if we're gonna get in there, it's not gonna be the Jinder Mahal of fucking 2 years ago. Here, let's amp you up a little bit, bro.
Yeah. Hold on. I hadn't read all of this. I mean, I knew what Zahorian had done. In '89, WWF attorney Jack Krill had been tipped off by an unnamed state official that Zahorian was under federal investigation for drug trafficking, prompting a memo by one of the top people in the United States of America, Linda McMahon, to her fellow executives at Titan Sports. Oh, my God.
Read.
Okay, this is what Linda McMahon sent out to Titan Sports. Although you and I discussed before about continuing to have Zahorian at our events as the doctor on call, I think that is not a good idea. Vince agreed and would like for you to call Zahorian and tell him not to come to any more of our events and to also clue him in on any action that the Justice Department is thinking of taking. Holy shit! In conjunction with a call from a payphone made to Zahorian by McMahon consigliere Pat Patterson, it is not hard to see what probably happened. Zahorian was tipped off, and coincidentally, any records that existed corroborating their case against McMahon. Fuck me.
Fire up the shitter.
I did not know that. I definitely did not know that. I just figured they couldn't prove it, which I guess they couldn't.
I mean, do you remember him saying, like, the man that took on the government and won? I mean, like, he was, like, fucking grabbing his cock and shaking it at the federal government at that point in time.
I can't believe that they didn't. I don't know. I guess you pick your fights.
Dude, I mean,
and I can see
money.
McMahon paying people off. I mean, this is when McMahon brought in Jerry Jarrett to run the day-to-day operations. He thought he was going to prison.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Like Jerry Jarrett, Mr. Cartoon down in Memphis.
Who else? Was Hogan brought up on trial, too?
No, he testified against McMahon.
Yeah. Against McMahon?
Well, that's what they said, but he said, no, he never made me take anything.
Yeah.
But it was still seen as he was testifying for the prosecution.
So the prosecution thought they had a strong witness, and then he went up there and fucking dropped a card on him pretty much.
I want to say Hellwig did, too.
Warrior?
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see Warrior saying, yeah, he made me take it. Fuck him.
Well, the thing is McMahon...
The heavens opened down and McMahon syringed
Could you imagine
down.
if he would have cut a promo on the fucking stand?
McMahon had a list of enemies, I'm sure, longer than... it was pretty long.
Then my Johnson.
Longer than Lord Alfred Hayes' dick.
Helicopter?
But yeah, they indicted Zahorian on 15 counts of distributing controlled substances, and obviously the main one was steroids.
Do you know how long he did?
That's fucking incredible.
How long did he do in jail, do you know?
That's what I'm looking.
Hey, do you know how long he did?
I can't find. I thought he did like 12 years.
That's not bad. For fucking steroids that much?
No, he might not have done that.
If it had been cocaine back in those days?
They weren't
Jesus.
doing cocaine back
Yeah, but I'm
in
just
those
saying if they would have
days.
caught him with cocaine, if that would have been a charge,
Yeah.
he did a lot longer.
Cocaine?
Cocaine.
I don't know. Oh, sentenced to 3 years in federal prison.
Oh, shit. He got off with a slap on the wrist.
Well, it's like Vince. They said his ego was so big that, like, when the coke was flowing, he'd have to chalk up a line fatter and longer than whoever had done the one, like the biggest one.
He got 2 scoops of ice cream.
That's not a line. This is a line.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Sort of thing.
Yeah, this guy.
That's incredible that they couldn't come up with enough evidence to get McMahon on.
Conspiracy?
Yeah,
Should at least been able to get him a conspiracy.
but the
Too many people, I guess, wanted a
Or
paycheck.
obstruction of justice. I mean,
things. A few things, but this is the time that they start testing. So this is when everybody shrunk, for the most part.
And isn't that when they also kind of went to the sports entertainment, so they had to quit? They could get around some of the loopholes of the taxes of being a sport and the license or the sports commissions.
Not really, but I know what you're saying, but they didn't. I mean, they didn't switch over then. I mean, it was still the same thing.
Yeah.
The same thing they've been doing since that was '88, and they had this going. But the guys, it's the same thing that basically happened in '07 with Benoit.
Yeah.
That guy. Remember how everybody got small?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember how jacked everybody was in the late '90s, early 2000s? You know they stopped testing.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least everybody started taking different shit. Because what was the big one back then?
I don't know the names of them.
It's fucking
Not Annabelle.
What was
that's a
what was
classic.
McGuire taking? It was something.
Androstein.
Yeah.
Creatine and androstein.
It was creatine, but there was it wasn't illegal as a thing. It was
Yeah.
just some sports banned it. It was
sissy juice.
yeah, I mean, fuck, McGuire had it in his goddamn locker.
I know.
I mean, it was just sitting in his locker. I thought
it was Androstein.
That might have been a long form name of it, but I thought there was something like the name of it was something else.
I don't know, man. I
Androl?
don't know much about drugs, to be honest with you.
You don't. I believe that's
true.
Sir.
Telling me different?
Androstein.
Was it Androstein?
Androstenedione.
Why didn't
What
we
was
think of that?
what was the name of like some of the product? Is what I'm curious.
I don't know.
Androstein
Androball?
cookies.
Androball?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Your computer works?
Andrew Carnegie.
Yeah, but I was just gonna let you do it because yours is open.
Yours is open.
It's not on.
You need some juice?
Just doing it to look smart. No, I just don't want to type. So
It's too hot to
when
move
you
my
were
fingers.
when you were gone, we were talking about the Macho Man and Stephanie McMahon. That sounds weird.
McMahon.
The stuff that went on. What do you think? Like the rumor that went on. Obviously, how old was she when the rumor was it 14?
18.
She was 18.
Okay, that's better. Sound like a rape to me.
Let me see. What did you guys say?
Well, we didn't say like.
She was 7?
I thought she was. I thought she was underage.
She came
is
to his
what made
house
the big
selling
deal.
Girl Scout cookies.
So this
He
was
said-
after him and Elizabeth split up.
He said, "I'll have a Samoa and you."
Well, how old is she now?
I have no fucking
No,
clue.
yeah, don't look it up or anything.
I mean,
So
look,
here's
that's a
the
good idea.
thing.
I didn't think of that.
We were talking about this too. That like a big thing that really hurt McMahon privately
She's 40.
was Macho Man. Like when he left for WCW,
fuck.
he took that person.
She'd have been 14
Maybe
in
not.
1990.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't 18.
She'd
I mean,
have been 14
I
in
know,
1990, so.
LOL, I'll pretend you said 18.
Yeah, Meat Rocket 8.
Yikes.
Yep. Screen name Meat Rocket 8.
Yeah, you're right. She'd have been about 17, so technically legal.
So Macho Man leaves when around the same time as Hogan.
94.
Why'd they make him quit wrestling? Because they
They wanted him to be an announcer. He didn't
That's
want
it.
to do
and
that.
he didn't want to do that.
Right?
Because they thought he was getting old at that time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's funny is WWF got rid of all those guys because of the age. You're washed up. You're this. You're that. They want to move away from those guys, and then they go on runs in WCW for fucking damn near 6-7 more years.
See, and they weren't killing it. Like, Hogan went over there in June of 90, somewhere in there, April, June of 94. It's not like he was working house shows.
No.
It's not like they were making money off merchandise and things like that. Well, Bischoff was right to stop running house shows and shit like that because
And just doing Universal?
WWF was back to running gyms, like shitty small places, drawing 1,000
Like minor league hockey. Like, that was a lot of the time
like
they
they're
used
running
those.
right now,
Yeah.
as bad as it is now.
Yeah.
Because they're getting, for big shows, they're getting 7,000-8,000. On a regular, they're getting 3,000 and 4,000. It's not like they're killing it by any means. They probably make more money off merchandise than they make off tickets. It's that bad now.
That's the same reason Disney makes movies, man. They make more on their merchandising than they do on ticket sales.
So do you think that's a smart thing to like recycle those guys? I think it was.
I think so, yeah.
I think
money-wise, if I was wanting to make money, I would do exactly that.
And Hogan wasn't big down south. They never got really exposed to that.
Yeah.
And they hated it.
Which I don't get. It's fucking stuck up people. They needed their what was it? Lumberjack matches and fucking or what was it? The rope match? What would they call the rope match?
Bull rope match.
Bull rope match, or the one with the bell.
Yeah.
The cowbell match.
Yeah. That's bull rope match.
Bull rope match, same thing.
Yeah.
Where you had to touch each turnbuckle.
Got the big bell in the middle. Well, no. That's usually a strap.
Like
match.
Stan, yeah, okay, that's a strap match with like Stan Hansen was into those, right?
Oh yeah.
Did a lot of those.
Stan Vader had a good one.
Ooh, I remember that.
Yeah. They did
Good
some
old
good.
days.
They did some all right shit, but they also had the Shockmaster thrown in there.
Yeah, nothing wrong with Shockmaster, man. Nothing like a little tugboat with a silver stormtrooper mask on.
The Shockmaster.
Now that's got to be the worst gimmick of all time ever. Whoever came up with that, it was Ole, right? You told me that before.
Yeah, he's doing the voice. I want to say Dusty came up with it. Ole was doing the voiceover.
Dusty, rest in peace, but that was a bad move. Did they ever use that character after he tripped?
Yes.
Really?
He became a big like doofus.
Well, at least that's all right.
He would always trip going into the ring and shit. But who brings a Star Wars mask in?
How they glitter it
paints
so well? That's
Yeah.
what I want to know.
Spray paints it, glitters it, and they're like, "Hey, he can't wear that in the ring, right?"
Unless you do nothing but squashes. And no body slams either. Nothing like where you could tip your head at all.
Well, he didn't. I'll never understand that.
Yeah.
There's no
It's
mask
very short-sighted.
underneath or anything.
Very short-sighted.
If you would have been wearing a mask underneath, they could have at least gotten away with, "Hey, we don't know who it is." Instead, he just falls and
I can see it now. It comes off. It's Tugboat! Everybody! Wrestling would be much funner if you had drunk announcers.
And weren't they going to give him a huge push
huge push.
as a shock? I mean, like he was going to be like the big heel.
No, big face.
Oh, really?
Well, he came
Without a
in
face.
Came in with Sting and those guys.
So
I thought he came in Dungeon of Doom.
That's where he ended up, right? As
No.
the shark
No, that was John
That was
Cena.
Earthquake, yeah.
tugboat. That was another shitty gimmick.
I disagree.
He wore a fucking captain's hat.
So, it was a Navy hat.
Whatever.
Did you ever see the movie The Punisher? Kevin Nash dressed exactly like Tugboat in that movie. It's pretty weird.
Really?
He has an alright acting career.
Let me see if I
going
can find
right
Kevin Nash, The Punisher.
Now we've been talking about shitty gimmicks. Now I know what your favorite
Oz.
is from that time. Yeah, I know what your favorite is from that time. What's your least favorite?
Jeez, I don't know, man.
know you love
I've never
Doink.
been a negative guy like that. I didn't like
now. Tatanka was
no.
another
What was
I like
a
Tatanka.
one. Yeah. He
what
had a
was-
good look.
Not Simon Dean. The teacher, the Professor Dean.
Dean Douglas?
Yeah, Dean Douglas. I didn't like his gimmick in WWF.
Did we just lose our?
I guess we did. Well, we're still online, but for whatever reason, it
Lost
disconnected.
our feed.
Yeah.
Dean Douglas.
With
See,
Shane Douglas.
Boy, I forget about him. Woo.
Yeah, it was
And
pretty
they
bad,
had-
dude.
The click was awful to him, apparently.
Big shock there. Fuck, we just lose internet totally in here?
Maybe. Overload of fucking computers on,
Mine's working.
on the Wi-Fi.
Oh, no, man. I beefed that shit up.
Did you?
Yeah.
Ah, boy. I hated the Red Rooster.
Terry Taylor was pretty bad. Well,
Hated
I like
that
Terry Taylor, but I didn't like
fucking
the gimmick. Yeah.
What else did I think was just stupid?
Didn't he have a gimmick show, like a worst gimmick?
Remember Spark Plug Holly? He
Bob
came in,
Holly?
the race car driver.
Then he brought in
That
Crash
was
Holly and
awful.
Molly Holly.
God, I forget about that.
I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking
The
about
Mountie.
the best female wrestlers of all time. They're saying Molly Holly and Mickey
Circa.
James are probably the two best. And they were going on about, I didn't realize that, not
I
to fucking
agree.
skip around, but they're saying Mickey James is phenomenal.
She is. She always was.
So, someone else's career that Cena fucking ran her off.
Ruined.
Ruined.
Right.
He ruined that shit.
Do you remember the wrestler who hailed from the outer reaches of your mind, Damien Demento?
Oh, God.
Or Fantasio, the mime guy?
Yeah, I think that was a one-time thing too. Abe Knuckleball Schwartz.
The Gobbledygooker, remember
Harry
that? They had the
Doritos.
egg for the,
Oh, the
the
Gobbledygooker.
Survivor Series. Was it 91?
89.
89?
89, 90.
It was like this huge surprise what was going to be in the fucking egg.
I
remember
everybody
being
thought it was going to be Flair.
jacked about that, and it was fucking stupid.
They brought Lex Luger in and made him the narcissist.
Well, Lex Express first, remember? They gave him that huge ass
Narcissist
fucking...
first.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Because that was around the time of IcoPro.
I can kind
and
of
the bodybuilding.
blame.
Came in for.
I can
Yeah.
kind of blame this era on another later character that was one of the worst gimmicks of all time, but Glacier. You guys remember Glacier?
Yeah.
Dude, that was all Mortal Kombat.
That was totally
and they thought he
Sub-Zero,
was going to
but-
be huge.
That failed bad.
It did not go as planned.
Yeah, they weren't expecting that on his first entrance. They were thinking it was going to be the shit.
Glacier.
Yeah, that was horrible. Mortis was another bad idea. I loved Canyon, don't get me wrong, but Mortis was a bad character.
I was going to say,
Going through a
I
whole
forgot
list
about
here.
Adam Bomb.
Oh, dude, I loved Adam Bomb. He
I
was
did
with Johnny
too. I
Polo.
did, that
fucking
might have
Raven.
been my favorite one.
He had the crazy
Contacts?
contacts. Yeah, it was cool.
He had the singlet that was like what Ryback wore
Yeah,
fucking
kinda.
3 years ago.
Similar,
sorta.
yeah.
That guy's a fucking stroke, by the way.
Who?
Ryback. You hear his podcast? This
No.
fucking jerk off. He just gets on air and just shits on people. Like,
Sounds like us.
no, but he's just a fucking dildo. He's got a story about everyone, and you know he was a big fucking bitch when he was involved. Like, it's just silly to me. Like, he just gets on and shits on Cena and shits on this guy and shits on that guy, and I almost fought the Big Show. And it's like, all right, dude, we get it. You're fucking big, but you're probably a bitch. I mean, you're probably just a bitch.
I'm sure.
Hey,
And just
Ryback,
angry.
fight him, okay? Why don't you fight T.O.? We'll set it up.
Yeah, eat a dick,
Bitch.
big pussy.
I'll be your manager. I'll be your mouthpiece. T.O., I got this. Fuck you, Ryback.
I could probably take
T.O. will whip your ass up and down the street.
I could probably take a better bump than that fucking donkey, and I've never done anything.
Whoa.
And I'm out of shape.
I forgot about the smoking guns.
Smoking gun.
That was Smothers and
wrong.
no.
Billy and was
Oh,
That's
Billy
Young
Young
Pistols.
I'm Young Pistols.
So I've
Too
got
many guns.
I've got a story about the smoking guns. I don't know if you were with us.
Billy
at this
and
one,
Bart.
Smith. We're at.
I
the-
was not.
You weren't at the live show when the
Nope.
Down syndrome kids were sitting by us,
Nope.
and the little girl in front of us couldn't say smoking guns the entire time. Go smoking gun! Go smoking gun!
Oh, God.
So it was like this kind of joke we had for a while that anytime they come on, it'd be the smoking gun. Well,
You're going to hell.
Hey, we still.
He's going to hell.
My mom was just like, it'll get brought. She's like, remember the smoking guns?
Oh, God.
But yeah, the smoking guns.
Welcome to Illinois.
It's fucking mucking geek.
Yeah. Oh,
Bunch of mucking
God.
geeks.
Well, at least he didn't say we had a bunch of retards sitting right next to us.
Jesus. Okay. Not what we.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Come on,
He was
be-
being PC.
Yeah, it was just a cute story. I
That's
love
true.
that shit. You see those little fuckers there all the time still. God damn, she would have got brought in the ring if it was now. They would have had a big segment, and Cena would have fucking begrudgingly signed her shirt and acted like he gave a fuck. Mister, I fucking.
Where's
love,
your mom at, kid?
I love kids that doesn't have kids. Cool. Yeah, you love kids, all right.
What are you inferring?
Wow.
Yeah.
One more shit gimmick that I still blame on that era is the demon, the Kiss demon.
You're going too far.
I'm going far out, but if you think about it,
No, he meant you're
This
going
is a
too far because it was Kiss.
no, I think
You just crossed the line, motherfucker.
they never would have tried this shit had you not had the bullshit Vince tried in the early 90s. Just saying.
But you know what, though? Wasn't the Brood kind of like big there? Gangrel.
Brood was a little after that.
You
wasn't
know what the plan was with the Kiss Demon, right?
it? No.
The deal was they were going to have a Millennium show with Kiss at one end of the arena and the ring.
Master
in the
P on the
middle.
other side?
What a
Because they
bad-
signed him to a contract, too.
Yeah, he had a whole stable, didn't he? I remember Major Guns was
The
in
No
it.
Limit Soldiers.
Yeah.
They were paying him like $1 million, weren't they?
They were paying him a lot of fucking money.
Good job, Bischoff.
God, what a fucking jock sniffer and Starks fucking rider that guy was.
Anyway, the deal with the Kiss Demon was they were going to have a concert and a pay-per-view live December 31st of 99 and have it go into the Millennium and the countdown and everything. It's gonna be like a joint effort, and I guess it fell apart. I don't know. Probably because the character went over like a. They had the lowest rating they ever. We'll get to that.
That
next
Kiss
time.
segment wasn't it? When they were, yeah.
Yes, we'll get to that for Monday Night Wars. We still gotta we gotta talk about like JEFF.
J-E or J-A-R-R.
Oh,
Forget about
and
that.
that was awful.
E.
The Body Donnas,
double
the
T.
Godwins. Just
Yeah,
sloppy
farmers,
shit.
aerobics instructors.
Every profession. There was a blacksmith. Okay, there should have been a blacksmith.
Okay, do you guys remember the American males in WCW?
Bagwell and don't
Scotty
tell me.
Riggs.
Oh,
Riggs.
Scotty fucking not Tuati, but Scotty Riggs. Yeah, eventually won
you
on
American males.
If-
American males. Yeah, I remember those fucking twinks. And fucking 25 years later, Bagwell's banging chicks for money. Shocker.
Scotty Riggs looks like he went through the worst drug phase.
I haven't
I've
seen him in
ever
years.
seen anybody
We used to
go.
bowl.
Too Cold Scorpio. Was he? He was before that though,
I
wasn't
love Too Cold Scorpio. He's in this
Flash
time.
Funk.
he? Flash
King
Funk though. That's what
Flash
I'm
Funk.
saying. That was his.
Yeah.
That was
Steve
his.
Austin was the ringmaster.
So we're talking about this DiBiase. What was his arc? Was he with WWF all the way through until
He left for WCW.
for the NWO when he was the financial guy?
Pretty much.
So he was with the company the entire time. We couldn't remember if he was or not.
He was there. I think he might have taken
So
1 or 2 months off.
a question: Austin gets over huge in ECW because this is when ECW kind of gets hot.
Oh yeah, this is super when they get hot.
And Austin is working week to week pretty much with an idea that he's going to WWF, but he's kind of doing like a Pillman thing when Pillman was doing his fucking crazy shoots on there.
Almost simultaneously.
And then Austin is getting over without working. He's not doing matches.
I take that back. Pillman came in after Austin.
But do you know what I'm saying? Austin was getting over as a mouthpiece in ECW, not working. And then he comes to WWF and they give him Ted DiBiase.
Because you guarantee Vince never saw anything he did.
It's just weird. I'm just saying it's just a weird fucking thing.
Because he doesn't watch wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, he really doesn't.
I can't blame him. How many podcasts you listen to?
Wrestling stuff?
Any.
I listen to stories.
Yeah.
I listen to, like, breakdowns of segments on YouTube.
Sure.
I listen to probably 2 podcasts a night. I don't really sleep much, though.
Damn, I don't listen to any.
Yeah.
I
listen to more podcasts than I watch TV.
I take it back. I listen to Cornette.
Fair
Because
enough.
that's like going to church for me.
I mean, I've listened to some before, but only more or less to check competition out.
And there ain't none.
Oh no, we suck.
Oh, do we?
Nah, we're pretty good. we just don't got any heat. You know what I mean? We need some heat.
We're really good for podcasts that are on Wednesday.
Yeah, man. Wednesdays
Midday.
afternoons about wrestling in the state of Illinois.
Top 5 shows, in my opinion.
Well, let's not get carried away. Delusions of grandeur over here with this guy.
Yeah. There's just so many podcasts, man. Just so many.
Any other bullshit that we didn't get through? I'm trying to think of guys that...
Well, we didn't talk about Hogan signing.
Gold Dust came in.
Oh, man. Yeah, the first gay... I mean, extremely gay character.
Wonder what caused
the
him.
time?
Wonder what caused him to bring Marlena
wasn't gay.
in though to show that he had a wife.
They probably saw her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
She had a huge stretch off TV though, from being Alexandra
Oh,
O'Rourke
yeah.
to that.
4 years?
Yeah.
As soon as you said she had a huge, I was like, uh-oh.
That's kinda
Here it
what I was
comes.
thinking.
She had a huge rack
She did.
That she did.
and weighed about 95 pounds.
She
She
was
was
hot, man.
purportedly 2/3 cocaine. Not
You
a lot of
know,
people knew that.
if WCW would have had any idea of what to do with people, the York Foundation, she would have been the hottest chick in wrestling.
Yeah. They had her hair pulled back and she had the glasses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like a librarian look or an accountant, like what, the fucking stereotypical librarian.
Maybe
Big
they're,
old poofy hair.
maybe they're onto that shit down in the South, but up north they wanted.
Oh, she was walking around with that little Tandy computer. I remember that now.
Yeah, but then this is when Sonny comes in too. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, this is when she's in the dark period, and then she takes off, and with her, they took off.
That's
Kinda.
that's what leads into the Attitude Era. I think she started a lot of that. As fucked up as she is, but you have the perfect storm of her leading to Sable, and then I mean,
Then Marlena comes in. And, I mean, she
yeah.
wasn't seen as like a sex object in the beginning. Marlene.
No, not at all. But I'm just saying, like, Sunny was, then Sable. And, dude, I mean, that was high school time. How many guys watched wrestling because of Sable?
Definitely.
I mean,
Not
like,
completely, but I didn't turn it when she was on.
no, a lot of guys watched it because of her.
Really?
I mean,
what a fucking loser. I would
didn't-
say you're a loser if you only watch wrestling because of the chick with the big tits.
She had some of the highest rated segments in the company for, 2 years? During the biggest time of wrestling ever? At least TV-wise.
I love Cornette talking about, we had sat in fucking meetings for hours, and I'd listen to two fucking guys talk about a T-shirt spot. When the fucking blonde with no fucking talent that looks like a Stepford wife's gonna come out because she's got big titties and shoot off a fucking T-shirt gun.
You sound just like Jim Cornette.
That was awful.
Are you kidding? That was pretty good, I thought. What'd you think, Corey?
He
had it. He was close.
Can I give my Bret Hart rating?
Yeah, do it.
4 out of 10.
Ooh, that's
Yeah, but
rough.
Bret
Bret Hart's rating for every match he's ever seen.
Oh, is it?
I'd give it like 4 out of 10.
I was not aware of this meme.
He's a fucking, just a miserable
My little brother Owen.
That's pretty good, Bret Hart, too.
So,
My great big brother Bret.
So who else? Like, I'm just trying to think. Like, things I remember from that. Remember Luger coming down on the helicopter when they did the body slam Yokozuna thing?
Out of nowhere on that battleship.
The
that
USS.
much.
I mean, I remember that.
He had been absolutely nowhere with the Narcissus angle. He had the mirror he come out and flex into. He had the loaded bionic forearm. That
Don't
was
worry,
killing everybody.
Don't worry, they gave him a fucking bus to go across America, and that got him over really well. They planned on putting the belt on him at WrestleMania, and he fucking didn't he leak it or was like what's the story behind that? You'll know that better.
Nah, they've always said that, but he said, no, they never told me they were going to put the belt on me. Pretty simple.
Yeah. Then he shows up on the first Nitro.
Yeah.
Just
This
come
is,
in the
we're
crowd.
at the end. We're at the beginning of
Yeah.
the Monday Night Wars, and they're pretty much neck and neck with okay ratings. I cannot believe they couldn't outdo the WWF in ratings. As bad as that show is.
What's amazing is as much talent as they had, and they had the foot on the throat, and they couldn't fucking close it. They couldn't fucking kill them off.
That's where we're going next week.
That just it surprises me to this day that they just couldn't fucking go for the jugular.
They eventually got it. They play with their food before they ate it.
Who?
The WWE.
No, we're talking about
WCW
WCW.
could have fucking finished them.
Oh.
And I wonder if there was any point in time that if they would have went to Vince and said, "Hey, I'll give you $100 million."
No fucking way.
You don't think he would have ever sold?
No.
Ego too big.
Yeah. You kidding me?
And then that's when, the McMahon character.
They were still. We're talking about when Hogan. Okay, so Hogan went there in '94, like we had said earlier. He was making, I think, somewhere in the neighborhood of $8 to $12 million a year.
There's no way he made that in WCW, is there?
Yeah.
Really?
He wasn't working like house shows. He'd work a spot house show every once in a while. They weren't running shows until like late 96, like running consecutive
What they'd
shows.
do is they'd just tape down at Universal Studios all their shit.
And then have a big crowd for Nitro.
Because, yeah. And
A decent crowd for Nitro.
depending where they put it, it was
8 to 10,000.
brilliant putting in the first one in the Mall of America.
Yeah.
Then Club La Vida. Just some of the shit they did was really, really smart.
Road Wild was a good idea.
Yeah.
And then
brilliantly thought out there.
they, once Turner handed over the checkbook and really wanted to get into it, shit just got out of hand.
I know. And it got fun for us.
But I mean,
Sorta.
everybody wants to, and it's funny because you change on shit as you get older, but like Kevin Nash was looked at as like this villain to everybody, and this fucking guy, he couldn't go over, he fucking, the finger point, like all this different shit that goes on in this era, and he's like, you're telling me that I'm going to make this amount of money to go out and poke a guy in the chest and do that? Fuck yeah. He goes, you think my ego's involved in that? I don't give a fuck. Dude was a business guy. And a lot of those guys were. Most of them snorted it and fucking, did whatever with
The good
it, but
ones.
It was,
Their stars
God
burned out
damn.
young.
Still bet you Scott Hall's got some money left.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably made a few bucks back
Those
in
guys
the
are
day.
still making money.
Oh,
Those guys are making more money than anybody that gets in the ring is.
How is that possible? The Scott Hall's still making
I'm
money.
telling you right
Still
now,
a name.
the Legends contract those guys are on, I'd love to see what Triple H is doing for his boys.
No. Yeah.
You know, Triple H.
I know a hacker who could probably get in their bank accounts.
What do you think though? I mean, Triple H. He can make those guys 6 figures on a fucking Legends deal.
Not that much. They're still doing indie bookings. They're still going and signing autographs at
Oh, I understand,
and
but I'm just saying,
IHOPs and shit.
I wouldn't put it past fucking Triple H to do that for his fucking crew. Like
It'd be
anybody
a little,
would.
transparent, though. You know what I mean? Like, why are you giving your boys these huge contracts?
And they'd all get off on it. They'd all be like, "Fuck you." Michaels is running the talent center right now, right? He's teaching down at
He
NXT.
said he's been down there working. Is what
He
I
moved.
read.
He moved down there.
Jesus.
Yeah. So he'll be fucking one of the 19-year-old or 20-year-olds here before long.
No, he's
He found God. Never mind.
I was to say he's a Christian, sir.
Yep. Yeah, never mind.
That's what it always comes down to. So what's your take on this dead period?
It was only dead for you, in my opinion.
Yeah, I watched a lot of it then. It might not have been good, and the ratings might not have been that, but for our demographic at that time, I think it was pointed right at us.
Yeah, and even younger.
Sort of like our problems right now that we have with it as adults. They're not targeting us anymore.
Hell, like we found out before. Kids still love John Cena. Kids
Yeah.
dig Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
We're just assholes.
I'm just talking about the worst ratings and worst business in the history of wrestling.
Well,
is what I'm talking about.
Raw's their ratings right now are starting to get towards like their at all-time lows.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
And
getting
the
back
crowds
to
are
that.
getting worse.
Yep.
They're not getting better.
No.
They need a new Hogan, a new Rock, a new Savage. They need somebody new
They
that doesn't
can't
suck.
fucking do it though because they can't.
They're
quit.
too scared of making somebody, right?
They'll pay The Rock $5 million to come back for one appearance before they do a new star, and they won't even put someone over The Rock to do it.
Well, they've been burned a few times, like, for instance, CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get burned. They just fucked him, in his mind.
Yeah.
That guy's a fucking treat. He's on this he's on this challenge show on MTV, and this fucking pussy, this guy,
That's how you really feel.
he's on here with all these athletes, and he's on the athletes team, and he gets fucking beat last night by fucking just one of the guys off the Real World. No, it was CT. This guy's a fucking ox, but he bitched. It wasn't even a competition. Just fucking bitched him, and I'm like, God, this guy A is representing MMA, so everybody's like, man, these guys aren't that tough. And then it's like, like the wrestling community is like, I'm glad they're not saying professional wrestler CM Punk. And the MMA community is saying, this guy's not a fucking UFC fighter. This is a fucking wrestler. Say wrestler. Like,
This guy's a fucking-
nobody's wanting to claim him because
He's a fucking asshole.
That he is, Edward.
Did you see he got offered $1 million to wrestle in a tournament over in the UK?
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's a waste of money.
You never liked his work, did you?
He's got terrible footwork.
Let's call it. Let's get him on Twitter and see if we can get him on the show. He's not doing anything.
Feel
other
free.
than MTV and bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the one with the Twitter keys.
Yep. I'll send him something.
I'm the one with the
I'll
lazy
send him
work
something,
ethic.
and then he'll probably block us.
There you go. That's just as good.
Yeah. Oh, I guarantee I could get Ryback to block us in about fucking 10 minutes.
Oh, over under 12
Send him a link to the show. he'll be on tomorrow.
with a timestamp. Start here.
Jesus Christ.
No, he's notorious for just fucking blocking people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like that.
Not real big on negative feedback.
Oh, well.
Yeah. That's what happens.
Some people can handle it. You know what I mean? Some people can handle
And
it.
by the way, the 3 people that tweeted at me last week that I sucked, eat a fucking dick.
Really?
Who's the one on a podcast? Not fucking you, losers.
Well,
Is that you talking there? Or is
Yeah,
that
I'm just
right?
making that up. Nobody tweeted at us.
I was gonna say. I wish I would have known about it.
Yeah.
Even bad feedback, at least feedback.
Yeah.
On my other show, dude, we do that every time we get an email that's
Yeah.
bad.
And people call you Seth Rogen all the time, don't
Yeah,
they?
that's true. I don't get that.
You guys,
Seth?
I don't sound like Seth Rogen, do I?
I don't think so. I think you look like him.
What?
Yeah, he was fucking Scarlett Johansson. Take that as a compliment.
He was? All right,
I don't
that's
know. I
fine.
made that up.
I was gonna say I don't recall that happening, but
Now I'm gonna have to look that up.
You don't recall it? Oh, you mean because it never happened?
They did.
No, I was
They
wondering.
did.
Okay, well, the end verdict is these guys liked it, I didn't. So that's what you got. Next week,
We're
Monday
right,
Night
you're
Wars.
wrong.
Next week, Monday Night Wars.
The best period in wrestling history.
Now we're in the groove. All that teasing.
How the Three Horsemen got their groove back.
That's where we're going next week. T.O. is really obsessed with Seth Rogen and Scarlett Johansson.
The Brotherhood of the Traveling Wrestling Tights.
Find us on Facebook.com/Three Horsemen Show, Twitter.com/Three Horsemen Show, YouTube.com. If you're watching us, you already found us. But you can find us on YouTube.com. Search, just type in three, the word.
It's so hard.
The Three Horsemen Show.
ThreeHorsemenShow.com/YouTube.
There you go.
That'll take you right there.
Boom, you got
We've
it.
taken the work.
For Big Easy, for T.O., for Corey, we're out of here. We'll be back. We gotta do the new school stuff, so we'll talk to you again this week. Next week, old school Monday Night Wars start.
Peace out.
Peace out.
We needed more Bob Orton talk. Just saying.
More what?
More Bob Orton.